The president's priorities have moved forward, including construction work on new barriers at our border with Mexico. And the Washington Post now reports this evening that a North Dakota construction firm has received the largest border wall contract ever awarded, a $1.3 billion deal to build 42 miles of black painted fencing in southern Arizona. So we wanted to get a reality check on what's being done on the president's signature promise to build that wall and what impact it's having along our southern border. Here's ABC's Terry Moran.
Who's going to pay for the wall? Who's going to pay for the wall?
It's the touchstone of Trumpism, President Trump's signature campaign pledge from 2016.
Build that wall. Build that wall.
Build a wall along the southern U.S. border to stop illegal immigration. 3.5 years later, some sections of wall have been built, about 180 miles or so. And President Trump is pressing on. Construction has not slowed during the coronavirus pandemic. The Trump administration releasing this footage of steel barriers being erected near Tucson in late March.
Appreciate everyone coming out.
Acting Secretary of Homeland Security Chad Wolf left his Washington headquarters last week for a tour of the wall's progress in Arizona.
What that border wall system provides the men and women of the Border Patrol is that increased impedance and denial, and it allows them to move resources to other areas of the border that are very difficult to patrol. And so that's critically important. With a limited workforce, we need to make sure that our resources are being used effectively.
Since the end of February, some 50 miles of barriers has been built. That figure accounts for more than a quarter of all border wall construction completed under the Trump presidency, according to an ABC News review of federal government data. Trump has promised more than 500 miles of border wall by early next year, but the reality, only about 3 miles of new barrier where none previously existed have been built by the Trump administration so far, with lawsuits from private property owners delaying the federal land acquisition process. But the U.S. border is hardening under Trump. More than 157 miles of wall have replaced smaller, older structures, guardrails and wire mesh fences replaced with towering steel beams. In these areas, crews are working to build up security infrastructure, complete with access roads and lighting. Nowhere is the construction impact clearer than near the Lukeville port of entry in southern Arizona. ABC News traveled there in February before nationwide pandemic shutdown orders. Tucson Sector Division Chief Daniel Parra has studied this landscape since stepping into his current role last year.
With the new system, you'll have technology that not only will detect the incursions, but with the additional lighting, we'll also have an opportunity to get a good sense of what not only is happening on this side of the border, but also what potential threats might be on the south side. We can redeploy our forces where we might not have some of this technology, or it might be a little bit more difficult to patrol.
So this is the existing fence between the United States and Mexico. So these kind of breaches, these happen almost daily. This is one way that this wall is being defeated, and that just really makes it important for us to update our infrastructure the way we are with the new border wall system.
Where a so-called vehicle barrier designed to stop the illegal crossing of cars and trucks once stood, now massive panels of 30-foot steel beams get anchored into the ground. But in the wall's path, lands with ancestral ties to the Tohono O'odham Native American tribe.
So now we're forced to have to accept a wall that divides our nation. Our land is what keeps us humble, happy, peaceful people.
The Trump administration has issued waivers for several environmental and cultural heritage protection laws in specific areas designated for wall construction.
As far as I'm concerned, the wall crossed our people. We didn't cross the wall.
Construction crews in southern Arizona conducted controlled blasts earlier this year along Monument Hill, a peak that straddles the border on the outskirts of the National Organ Pipe Wildlife Preserve.
Fire in the hole!
The same day of the detonations in February, the Tohono O'odham tribe's chairman sat before Congress.
It's hard to see the blasting that you showed on the video today, because I know in my heart and what our elders have told us and what we have learned, that that area is home to our ancestors. And by blasting and doing what we saw today has totally disturbed, totally forever damaged our people.
Environmental advocates have spent months in this remote corner of desert documenting the plowing and excavation and demanding more protections for animal and plant life. Customs and Border Protection officials have insisted that environmental standards are being followed and that they are doing more than required.
We've made our best attempt to really broaden, who we talk to get information, not just federal partners, state partners, lots of, professionals that have good information about, what could potentially be affected by what we're doing out here.
But concerns remain about the water level in a nearby spring. Heavy machinery in the area using an average of 84,000 gallons of water every day, according to CBP. Another feature of the nearby wildlife preserve, the saguaro cactus. Hundreds have been pulled from the ground to make way for new access roads. While CBP says most are replanted elsewhere, the excavation has advocates crying foul.
They are stunningly beautiful plants. Each one of them has individual character. Each one of them is a living piece of natural history. And it is disgraceful. It makes me feel sick to see them butchered and chopped up.
An ancient landscape of people and nature slowly transformed by the wall. Terry Moran, ABC News, Washington.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.